A very warm welcome to you. Many thanks for joining us on this week's edition of the program. We are your source for all the latest happening in the world of business. I am Susan Obiako and you are warmly welcome. On the lineup this week, first we join Faith and her guest, Dr. Emeka Akaborgo, Senior Partner, Akaborgo and Associate on the CEO Rendezvous, where they discuss as topic, driving marine insurance business in Nigeria beyond rhetorics. Speaking in the course of the interview, Dr. Akaborgo noted that stakeholders' engagement in the maritime sector is key to ensuring compliance with local content law as it relates to insurance. Let's take a listen.
You only engender a wide-scale involvement in an initiative, an enterprise, or a project if all stakeholders in that value chain are not just aware but take ownership of it. I doubt if the operators in marine insurance or insurance generally have ever taken it upon themselves to ensure that they fully cover the value chain for marine insurance. And that's very important.
On this edition also, we will bring you highlight from the press conference heralding the start of Sanlam Alliance business operation in Nigeria. The Sanlam Alliance merger is riding on a combined strength and experience of more than 240 years in Africa and beyond to create value and tailored product portfolio to deliver financial security. Let's check it out.
Also identify and acknowledge our role in also creating jobs. We have been doing this, but this joint venture also gives us opportunity to expand in that objective. Our focus will be to create jobs for young individuals. We will also be investing in financial knowledge that will empower small businesses to flourish. When small businesses flourish, what will happen? It expands our contribution in the economic growth and development as well.
What more can I say? I urge you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the lineup. Details shortly. Please stay with us.
Nomination is now open for the 2025 Almond Insurance Industry Awards in the following categories: Insurance CEO of the Year, Insurance Woman of the Year, Insurer or Broker, Life Insurance Company of the Year, General Insurance Company of the Year, Insurance Broker of the Year, Insurance Broking Company of the Year, Tech-a-Fool Company of the Year, Micro Insurance Company of the Year, Most Valuable Insurance Customer of the Year. To nominate, please visit the website www.almondinsuranceindustry.awards.com to see the criteria to nominate your choice. Only nominated candidates can be voted for. Nomination is free and open to the public. Nomination closes 30th of June 2025. Almond Insurance Industry Awards, rewarding excellence.
A very warm welcome to you. It's a pleasure to have you join us on the CEO Rendezvous this week. On this set this morning, I have the pleasure to host Dr. Emeka Akaborgo, a senior partner at Akaborgo and Partners, and together we'll be looking at driving the marine end of insurance business beyond rhetorics. Thank you so very much, Doctor, for finding time to speak to us on the program.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. Okay, let me start by asking that Nigeria is largely an import-dependent economy. As such, one would expect that the marine insurance will be the most sought after products among insurance underwriters in Nigeria. But why do you think the reverse is the case?
Well, Nigeria is a complex country. So we are acknowledged that the importation of products into the country gives a huge opportunity for the insurance industry, because when in 2003 the Insurance Act was enacted, it was thought that it will boost local insurance significantly, given the new provisions at that time. The extent to which that has happened is debatable, but I'll attribute that largely to a suboptimal framework for enforcement of the provisions of that act. So what needs to be done legally has been done through the enactment of an act. But just like we find across the value chain of import formalities, there are always practices by operators within the system to undercut and to ensure that they pay what they consider to be minimum value across the service requirements. So that could be an important factor that has ensured a suboptimal utilization of those provisions.
Okay, sir. Besides import dependency, marine insurance is made compulsory, just as you have referenced. However, weak implementation has led to some of these issues that you talked about. But as a lawyer, why is enforcement such a huge tax in Nigeria? And I'm not just asking in regards to just insurance, other lines of business, other lines of across other sectors where some laws are compulsory. You find enforcement as being a major challenge. Why is it so in Nigeria?
Well, enforcement could be a challenge when processes do not meet up to what should be ideal. Because really, efficiency of enforcement is a function of due process and compliance with due process by the parties who are entrusted with implementing the process. I think one of the most important deficits we have relates to an inadequate application of technology. So if we truly want a system where the enforcement of some of these requirements, insurance, for instance, in the import process, actual declaration of value remains a problem. In the import process, corruption remains a problem. And these issues are issues which arise because you've got a significant element of human interface. So to the extent that we reduce the human interface and optimize the involvement of technology, to that extent it makes it easier to ensure enforcement. So for instance, from the marine insurance point of view, the law already provides that all cargo coming into the country must be insured locally, so that the only insurance the terms of trade should at the very worst be costs and freights, C&F, not CIF, right? Now, the chain of delivery of the cargo to Nigeria and the chain of clearance, the chain of formalities which the cargo needs to go through, needs to incorporate this process in mind in a way that ensures that even without human interference, when documents are submitted, documentary requirements should include proof of insurance. Good enough, we know that the Nigerian Insurance Association has already created a portal that ensures verification of insurance covers. So the Nigerian Insurance Association portal could be incorporated into a wider scheme that ensures that the submission by the importer or the trader goes through a process that verifies, one, that there is insurance which has been paid in respect of the cargo, and then two, that the insurance which has been paid is actually valid insurance. So I would think that an important solution will need to be a multi-stakeholder and multi-sector involved approach, where it's not just the Nigerian Insurance Association, but the Nigeria Customs Service, the Nigeria Ports Authority, NIMASA to an extent, they are all involved in a value chain that is intent on ensuring that these requirements are met. One of the later solutions that have been proposed is a single window system. The single window system is proposed not necessarily for insurance, but for dealing with clearance formalities through the ports. And because it has been noted, not just in Nigeria, but globally, that clearance formalities are a challenge which can be effectively dealt with by the application of technology, if we bring that home and institute this single window process where all formalities relating to cargo which is imported go through one submission, just one submission.
Okay, Doctor,
yes.
Sorry to continue. So do you see that as a possibility in Nigeria, given our circumstances?
It's a possibility. Do we want it? That's a question. So at the end of the day, it's a question of, do we really want it? Do we want to make our processes up to standard? Do we want to clean up our processes? So it's an important question you've asked, because it's a question that should be answered from the political leadership and the economic leadership of the country. What needs to be done is clear, but do we want that to happen? So I have no doubt in my mind that if a transparent single window process is applied and the Nigeria Insurance Association and stakeholders in insurance advocate to be incorporated in that process, then we will have almost 100% compliance with local insurance for cargo coming into Nigeria through Nigerian ports. In that case, the only challenge will be those cargo which come in through smuggled routes. But those which come in through official routes, which have to be officially cleared, if it is incorporated into the system, I think that would be an important value to solve that problem.
Okay, sir, I know the next question I'm about to ask you. Beyond laws enforcement, the law awareness and understanding of okay, so let me limit it to marine insurance, but law awareness and understanding of insurance generally, given the size of our population, has also contributed to the low uptake of marine insurance by those who should. Now, how would you rate insurance operators in the areas of awareness creation, especially on marine insurance, given that you are familiar with the firm?
The awareness of marine insurance and insurance generally is very low. And of course, I would say that the operators in the insurance industry have performed below par in that regard. And that's because you only engender a wide-scale involvement in an initiative, an enterprise, or a project if all stakeholders in that value chain are not just aware, but take ownership of it. I doubt if the operators in marine insurance or insurance generally have ever taken it upon themselves to ensure that they fully cover the value chain for marine insurance. And that's very important. Now, I say this because insurance is supposed to be a core component of shipping. In fact, traditionally, as far as the maritime and industry goes, two of the most important components that undergird trade are ships and insurance. And that is why the names that we see associated with shipping globally from time immemorial are names like Lloyd's List. And Lloyd's is originated as an insurance company, insurance underwriters, because when cargo is shipped on the seas, cargo on voyage is subject to indeterminate risks. And to the extent that you have risks which necessarily may occur, to that extent is insurance an important component. And that's why, even for insurance, insurers are protected. for all the premiums that insurers take, they remain protected as far as marine insurance is concerned. And that's why you have a lot of exceptions. If you look at the Nigerian Marine Insurance Act, you see significant exclusionary clauses which apply in favor of insurers. And that is acknowledging the importance of their role and the very fact that they need to be protected as an industry. So to that extent, the value of insurance within the marine value chain cannot be overemphasized. And it is incumbent on the insurers to meet the markets, identify the issues, and engage. For instance, a number of years, almost a decade ago, there was a compulsory insurance scheme that was put in place in favor of hull insurance in Nigeria. To date, I'm not aware that the insurance industry ever took full advantage of it. To date, I'm not even aware if they even know much about it. So these are part of the things. I see a lot of focus and interest on motor vehicle insurance, which is fine because and oil and gas, which is fine because probably every other person has a car, and they believe that there's probably more volume there. But if you're serious about marine insurance, understand it. When you don't understand it, get trained on the subject. Engage those who know so that you get a fullness of understanding to be able to optimally appropriate the opportunities which are existent within that environment. So back to your question, I think that insurance operators need to up their game as far as marine insurance is concerned. Okay,
sir, well said. Just like in the oil and gas sector, you hear stakeholders saying that the Nigerian insurance market doesn't have the human capital to handle underwriting and other complex aspects of marine insurance. Is that correct in your opinion, given the years you have spent?
Absolutely, it's correct. At the end of the day, the service industry is an industry driven by talent. And talent is not cheap. So when you try to get things on the cheap, it becomes difficult. So I believe that probably the challenge which the insurance industry faces is a challenge which could be resolved by increasing the capacity of the operators within that system, particularly those who they want, for instance, to engage with the maritime industry. Now, years ago, I was advocating strenuously across several insurance companies for companies to take advantage of subrogation provisions which exist within the law to achieve two things. It's a win-win. Because really, under the Insurance Act, when an incident occurs which is within the cover, you should pay. Now, one of the challenges that the insurance industry has is a lack of trust by the public. A lack of trust arising.
Do their promise when
Precisely. That's one of the big challenges which exists, is a challenge of perception, a challenge of trust. Now, you need to pay and make a habit of paying. But with each payment, it does not mean that the insurance company is losing, because there is a back window for regaining what you've paid by way of claiming and identifying liability and following through on the liability which is identified through subrogation. I see that many insurance companies do not take advantage of that option. So cargo comes into the country, for one reason or another, it is damaged in the ports. A claim is made by the owner of the cargo. The insurance company, to the extent that the claim falls within the cover which has been provided, should pay. And it should pay on the knowledge and confidence that it is able to go against the party that caused the loss. Through subrogation. Whether that party is a terminal operator, a stevedore, even a freight forwarder. But it has that capacity. All it needs to do is involve those who are more familiar, brief lawyers who work within that space, and see it to the end. The shareholders of insurance companies are entitled to optimize value for their shares. And one of the more important routes to do that is through ensuring that subrogation rights are fully utilized.
Nomination is now open for the 2025 Almond Insurance Industry Awards in the following categories: Insurance CEO of the Year, Insurance Woman of the Year, Insurer or Broker, Life Insurance Company of the Year, General Insurance Company of the Year, Insurance Broker of the Year, Insurance Broking Company of the Year, Tech-a-Fool Company of the Year, Micro Insurance Company of the Year, Most Valuable Insurance Customer of the Year. To nominate, please visit the website www.almondinsuranceindustry.awards.com to see the criteria to nominate your choice. Only nominated candidates can be voted for. Nomination is free and open to the public. Nomination closes 30th of June 2025. Almond Insurance Industry Awards, rewarding excellence.
All right, welcome back. Moving on, we now bring you highlight from the Sanlam Alliance press conference in Lagos. The conference, which was well attended by journalists, provided a platform for interaction and knowledge about the merger. Happy viewing.
Our goal is to do what? To foster and ensure that we transform how insurance is being served in the Nigerian insurance landscape. We want to ensure that we create wealth, we preserve wealth, and we protect wealth in an enhanced way. This joint venture also aligns with our ambition to ensure that we expand our financial service and offering to a broader audience by providing innovative solutions that will foster financial inclusion and further deepen the penetration of insurance in Nigeria. By so doing, we'll be empowering individuals to be financially secured and confident, and we will be fostering the creation of value to all stakeholders. We will be leveraging our combined capabilities. We'll be leveraging our economics of scale, enhanced distribution capabilities, as well as already established bank assurance partnerships that we have to the benefit of our customers. We recognize our role in expanding and growing the Nigerian economy. So therefore, we will ensure that we make insurance accessible to all and sundry. At Sanlam Alliance Nigeria, we firmly believe that everyone deserves to have insurance and financial services that is adequate and that is bespoke and tailor-made for their needs. As a result, we'll be creative and innovative in providing financial solutions that will help meet these needs and support the development of the financial service industry.
The Sanlam Summer School was established to train financial journalists. Over the years, this program has become a key event in the financial journalism in Africa, helping journalists from across the continent develop their skills. Similarly, the Sanlam Group Awards have been recognizing and rewarding exceptional business journalism in Africa since 1974. This award celebrates journalists who demonstrate excellence in reporting, contributing to greater transparency and accountability in our society. With the formation of the Sanlam Alliance Africa, the group commits to supporting journalism now stronger than ever. We recognize the vital role journalists play in holding power to account and informing the public. We look forward to our continued partnership with you and your support as we build stronger, more resilient, collaborative, value and customer-centric insurance business with our people empowered and financially committed.
That's the time on the program this week. Many thanks for joining us. Nomination for the 2025 Almond Insurance Industry Award is ongoing. Visit www.almondinsuranceindustry.awards.com to nominate your choice. Please follow the guideline. Feel free to connect with us on all our social media platforms. I am Susan Obiako. Until we come your way next time from the entire team, is a goodbye.